Rolex obsession appears to be the second largest pandemic for this generation, accompanied by its own political rift and conspiracy theories. If you're fed up with Rolex dealers dictating your choices, you're fortunate because you're about to discover 5 compelling reasons why opting for a Grand Seiko might be a better choice. Keen on saving money on your next timepiece, ventichic ensures you receive the most favorable price. Explore Watchfinder for more options. Your subscription to the channel would be greatly appreciated. If you're already a subscriber, thank you. Initiating this comparison with a bold statement, asserting that the standout feature of Grand Seiko and the primary reason to choose it over Rolex is the brand itself. Nowadays, Rolex transcends being just a brand. It resembles a religion, with devoted followers undertaking extensive pilgrimages, seeking inscription on ancient tablets and anticipating an omnipotent voice affirming their chosen status. Is this the essence of it all? Don't misunderstand. Rolex crafts exceptional timepieces and boasts a captivating narrative, but in this particular narrative, it feels like I'm encountering the same sentence repeatedly. It's time for a refreshing change, a palate cleanser untainted by the Rolex headquarters. And what better place than Japan, the antithesis of the Swiss watchmaking hub. Ironically, where Grand Seiko once challenged Swiss watchmaking dominance, it now stands as the purer option. Reflecting on it, founder Kintaro Hattori's aspiration was simple: to gain acknowledgement from the Swiss watchmakers he admired, validating that his craftsmanship met their standards. The objective remains consistent: crafting the finest watches. Operating beyond the heavily politicized realm of Swiss watchmaking, Grand Seiko conducts its business in a more wholesome manner. You won't spot a Grand Seiko grazing a tennis player's wrist on the court, and that's a positive aspect. When opting for a Grand Seiko, the sole reason is the desire for an outstanding timepiece. Number 1. The brand dial. Discussing Grand Seiko inevitably brings attention to its dials. What Rolex sees as a functional means of conveying time with clinical precision, largely unchanged for decades, Grand Seiko transforms into something far more profound. Often likened to a canvas, the term falls short in capturing the essence of what Grand Seiko achieves. Instead, a Grand Seiko dial resembles a landscape, an encapsulated environment beneath a sapphire dome. Numerous brands, including Rolex, draw inspiration from nature for their dials. Rolex has taken this quite literally in the past, incorporating stones, wood, and even meteorite in lieu of its typical black backdrop. While undoubtedly beautiful, the distinction between these efforts and a Grand Seiko is remarkable. One is akin to a nature exhibit in a museum, suspended in clinical isolation, while the other immerses you directly in nature itself. If this seems like an exaggeration, it truly isn't. There is a magical quality in what Grand Seiko accomplishes, capturing breathtaking Japanese landscapes on a miniature scale, not just visually, but also evoking a tactile sense. For instance, the snowflake style, representing icy tundra, genuinely makes me feel cold. What makes Grand Seiko so impactful is its abstract and holistic approach, a departure from Rolex's overt endeavors. True to Japanese style, Grand Seiko communicates subtly, avoiding obvious and direct statements. If we were to stretch an analogy to its limits, and consider how both brands might approach a watch meant to evoke the carefree feelings of a summer day in childhood, Grand Seiko might employ rich green-gold hues and textures reminiscent of a freshly cut lawn, while Rolex might simply depict a child playing football. There's a level of communication with Grand Seiko that goes beyond words, evoking instinctive feelings. It's a feat that sets Grand Seiko apart, challenging Rolex to achieve a similar emotional resonance. Number 2. The dial technology. Discussing technology in the realm of mechanical watches might seem akin to fitting a spoiler on a horse. Given Rolex's cautious stance toward revolutionizing watchmaking, this sentiment becomes understandable. However, Grand Seiko approaches this domain with a markedly different philosophy. While Rolex incorporates elements like silicone and anti-magnetic alloys, it tends to be variations on a familiar theme. For true technological innovation, your investment finds more value elsewhere. Consider the Grand Seiko Caliber 9SA5, housing the white birch, a visually traditional and appealing component that wouldn't be out of place in the timepieces of some of the oldest Swiss brands. Yet, appearances can be deceiving, as this mechanism introduces innovation at the forefront of watchmaking. Nestled behind the 36,000 VPH balance, offering a smoother and faster beat than Rolex, is the dual impulse escapement. This isn't a mere marketing ploy, it represents an entirely novel approach to regulating a watch, extracting an impressive 80 hours from the mainspring despite the accelerated beat. It stands as the most significant leap forward in watchmaking since the 1980s. If the notion of tweaking the conventional mechanical movement seems unremarkable, the caliber 9R65 challenges that perception. This movement seamlessly combines the strengths of typically competing technologies, delivering the accuracy of a quartz alongside the autonomy of a mechanical system. It presents a batteryless, perpetual power source, allowing your quartz watch to sweep gracefully instead of ticking, marking a groundbreaking advancement in the convergence of these technologies. Until now, Grand Seiko has been taking a significant lead over Rolex. Some might argue that Rolex, being a renowned Swiss brand, surpasses Grand Seiko in terms of Swiss quality. However, this assumption couldn't be farther from reality. While Rolex is known for its reliability and practicality, Grand Seiko is changing the game with its meticulous craftsmanship. Rolex historically has been more about function than finesse, while Grand Seiko, a Japanese watchmaker, takes pride in pushing the boundaries of what's achievable in crafting a watch. Unlike Rolex's approach of achieving a polished finish, Grand Seiko elevates it to an extreme level, creating surfaces so impeccably flat and bright that they could rival the reflective capabilities of the Hubble Space Telescope. The attention to the minutest details sets Grand Seiko apart, contrasting sharply with Rolex's more pragmatic that'll-do mindset. Grand Seiko's commitment to excellence goes beyond mere competition. It seems like a quest to surpass any standard set by Rolex. Despite Grand Seiko's exceptional quality, the real surprise comes in the pricing. An entry-level Grand Seiko, priced at less than £4,000, makes it a strong competitor, especially considering that Rolex had to introduce Tudor, a separate brand, to compete in a similar price range. While Grand Seiko offers some high-end expensive models, the overall value proposition consistently favors the Japanese watchmaker. In the realm of great watches to cherish and enjoy, there seems to be no catch with Grand Seiko. While the depreciation may not be as significant in comparison to some other brands, the real value lies in the ownership experience. A Grand Seiko is a timepiece you wouldn't want to part with, making resale considerations less relevant. For those who appreciate a great watch, the allure of a Grand Seiko is not diminished by any catch. Opting for a pre-owned Grand Seiko could be a strategic move, taking advantage of someone else's decision to part with a timepiece that is still likely to be highly valued within the watch enthusiast community. Although it doesn't bear the Rolex name, Grand Seiko's growing popularity is turning heads. The absence of the Rolex logo can even be seen as a positive, given the Swiss brand's overwhelming popularity. Being an enthusiast watchmaker, Grand Seiko caters to those who value craftsmanship and precision over brand names. Praising Grand Seiko doesn't diminish the significance of Rolex in the watchmaking world. Rolex remains an iconic and crucial brand with an unparalleled reputation. The comparison with Grand Seiko isn't about replacement, but rather recognizing the unique offerings each brand brings to the table. Grand Seiko presents an opportunity for enthusiasts to appreciate high-quality timepieces in a different, refreshing manner. It provides a distinct experience, one that caters to those who seek craftsmanship, attention to detail, and a unique perspective in watchmaking. While Rolex has its established place in history and watchmaking prestige, Grand Seiko offers an alternative that resonates with a certain segment of watch enthusiasts. In the end, both Rolex and Grand Seiko contribute to the rich tapestry of horology, and enthusiasts can find joy in experiencing both, appreciating the nuances and strengths of each brand. Thank you for being here with us at Ventichic. Please remember to like and comment on this video, subscribe to our channel to stay updated, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.